What's up? What's up? No, I'm just kidding. Hey. Hello, everyone. I'm Stella. I'm a crochet artist and pattern designer, and this is Vlogmas. Vlogmas is happening. This is day 7, maybe. I don't know what day this will go up. And I'm rocking it out. So, I hope to see you in the later days. Thanks for clicking on this video and coming to watch me mess around with this sweatshirt. This is not a tutorial. The tutorial is coming, the pattern is coming, but you will see a few reasons why it is not ready by this video, because it was a journey that you will take with me, and I just want to, oh, do you hear my tummy growling? I just want to preface this video by saying, if when you're angry you don't say crazy stuff like I do, then I don't know if this will work out between us. And you're gonna hear some of the crazy stuff, and I'm not talking like bad words or anything. I just say crazy scenarios, like anyway. So you're gonna see what's going on, what I'm dealing with, where I'm at, and yeah. I hope you enjoy this video. The sweatshirt pattern is coming. I'm gonna do a pattern tester call on my Instagram, so stay tuned for that. Go over there, follow me on Instagram. I do giveaways when I hit different subscriber numbers, and I'll be starting that over here, but we're very low. 100 is the first giveaway, and I'm only at like 30 something. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your people, subscribe so you can join some of the giveaways I do. And then over on Instagram, they're happening more frequently. I am a little bit behind on my 1200 subscriber. Yeah, so it'll get done, I swear. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. If you reach the end, I'll see you there. Oh, thank you, Luna. Wait. Look how this came, you guys. This came like this. So now I'm going to go through my invoice and make sure everything is in there. It's definitely enough for the stuff to slide out of. Okay, hold on. Nope, my black is not in here. Damn. That sucks so bad. No wonder it was supposed to come yesterday. And the back of it is open too. Dang. And there's no shipping tag either. So yeah, that sucks. Let's double check the shipping, because I remember seeing 2 shipping numbers. So let's see. Okay, so I did make sure I checked the invoice, and I'm supposed to also be getting a pack like this, exactly like this, with, oh my goodness, I already forgot. There will be 12, so I'll have 2 packages, 5, 10, and then 2 naked ones like this, and they're coming separately. So everything 5, 10, 15, 20, and then these 2, that's everything in the first package. So we are good, even though the packaging came crazy. Luckily, all of their tags and the bag itself say Hobbii on them. So if one did come out, the mail person, the mail carrier, was likely able to like figure out, because it looked mangled, like it was totally mangled. So I can start finishing. I can finish this sweater now. Yippee for me. It's like so close to How annoying. But anyway, hopefully the yarn lots are not too different. They don't look like it, so wish me luck, babes. We're on a roll to make this sweater. Been trying to get this video out.
And I've heard of one of my coworkers, like they felt like they were pushed down the stairs. I think 401. But they say up the 4th floor is where it's more like.
Yeah. That's
where we're at.
Wow.
Yeah.
But me, thankfully, no.
That's good.
We'll handle it.
You stay on the 1st floor.
Yes, exactly.
I am at the 2nd row after attaching the arms. So this is 1 right here, and this is 2. And from this row on, you will count how many stitches are in this row, measure the circumference of this row, then measure the height from here with your sweater on, from here to your collarbone, and then measure the circumference of your head and give it 2 to 3 extra inches. And you'll use all of these numbers in the spreadsheet that's provided in the written pattern to calculate how many stitches you'll need to decrease from here up to your collarbone and within how many rows. The spreadsheet will give you both pieces of information. So for me, based on how many stitches I have in my sweater and the distance from here to my collarbone, it tells me that I have to decrease 87 stitches over 13 rows. So that means I will decrease 6 stitches per row for 13 rows. So I will decrease 1 stitch in the back, 1 stitch in the front, and then the 4 stitches per corner of each sleeve until I reach my collarbone. And I will try it on occasionally to make sure that it's fitting right. But this, you measured, if you got your measurements correct, this should come out correctly as well. So again, you'll need the circumference of this whole piece, and mine came out to 64 inches, and I'm doing the close fit for size large. And then how many stitches are in the row, and I had about, oh my goodness, I can't remember. Oh, I had about 140 stitches. And then the height for me is 7 inches. The height from this row up to my collarbone is 7 inches. And the rows that I need is 13 from here to here. So you will utilize those measurements in the spreadsheet and it will give you exactly what you need. And I believe if you stick around and you watch my using ChatGPT to help you create customized patterns, 10 tips for crocheters video, then you'll figure out how to use ChatGPT to figure out this math as well. You just have to have the right prompt and say it correctly, because it will give you the wrong information. And that's again why I have the spreadsheet. It just makes your life so much easier. I don't even know how to do the math anymore because I created this spreadsheet, so I wouldn't have to do the math anymore. So just go ahead and do all of those steps. And otherwise, if you're not going to get the spreadsheet and you don't think you're going to get the pattern, then I will say use size large. And what I'm saying, I only have to do 13 more rows. So for any smaller size, once you get to the point where you've added your sleeves, you will do more or less based on your size. So if you're smaller, definitely don't do 13 rows. It'll be too big for you. And that means your sweatshirt will get longer. If you're larger, do maybe 13 to 15 rows, or even maybe 17 rows, and then you'll be decreasing less stitches than me. So it's really important to get the spreadsheet or figure out how to do the math for when you are trying to do a distance and decreasing a bunch of stitches within a short distance. Because like I said, mine is 87 stitches over 13 rows, and you wouldn't be able to figure that out without trial and error. So yes, please check out the written pattern or the spreadsheet. It should be released by the time this comes out. are you normal? Because I've been working on this sweatshirt and I've been waiting for the yarn, more yarn to come. I don't know. I mean, I do know now how I ran out, but I don't know how I made that mistake. Like, and in case you want to know, I used a smaller hook on accident. And even though I ended up liking it, that's the reason I ran out of yarn, because a whole hook size smaller makes a big difference. So like the blue version of this that you've seen in the majority of the first posts about this sweatshirt, I used a 7mm hook, and for this one I used a 6mm hook, and I genuinely don't know how I did that. But anyway, are you like me or are you normal? Because, okay, I was using a different hook than this, and the other one is, oh my goodness, now I can't remember. This one is tapered, and the other one is, oh my gosh, you guys know. You know what it's called. And I'll probably write it on the screen in case you don't know what I'm talking about. But there's, the different hook styles, and I don't want to switch hook styles in the middle of a project because I feel like it's going to affect the outcome. Do you agree with that? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to really matter, but I think it matters. I don't know. I'm like, but it's my only choice. Either I wait and keep looking for the hook, which I already tore up this room, or I use this one. You tell me what you would do. In the comments below, you tell me what you would do. Ugh. You guys, look how annoying this is. This is not an endorsement or a hey, go buy these. Check these out. This is a J hook. This is an I hook. We know the alphabet. I comes before J. But then let's look at the hooks, right? Don't forget, I comes before J. I is supposed to be smaller than J. But if you look at them, they are clearly not. They are the opposite. And I always, whenever I'm referring to my Furls hooks, I always check the website to make sure that what I'm looking at corresponds with the actual website, right? So if you look at the order, the J hook is supposed to be a 6mm, and the I hook, the I hook should be a 5.5. So this is the I one was the purple, the big, huge, giant purple one. That's an I, right? Big, huge, giant purple compared to the silver one. We'll even do it on the side. You can clearly see that these are mismarked, which is another reason why I freaking hate companies that put the letters on their hooks, because the letter means nothing. It means nothing to me. It's just a freaking letter. It's not even like, yeah, it just corresponds to nothing. But the millimeter size, if it were written on here, I would immediately be able to tell that these were marked incorrectly, because it just doesn't make sense, This one, J hook, is not. This one has to be, I think this one is even like 5mm maybe, but I was comparing it to this one that is. Okay, this just ruined my day, but I just need to show you this. This is a 6mm hook, and this is supposed to be a 6mm hook. Can we look at those? How they're nowhere. Oh, they're nowhere near the same size. Like visibly different. And it's not just about the head of the hook. The head of the hook is fine. What you really want to focus on is the neck of the hook. That gives you the actual size. So let's look at those necks. Those are definitely smaller. So the reason I'm bringing this up is, again, I don't know if I mentioned this before in this video, but Furls crochet hooks, they use letters on the bottom of their hooks. Letters mean absolutely nothing to me, so as it relates to size. So I have been cross-checking this with the website, the actual website I ordered these on. And so on Furls website, it says the J hook is a 6mm, and it says the I hook is a 5.5mm. So let's take a look at these. I hook, J hook, J, I. Let's take a look at these. Now these are clearly, this one is clearly larger than this one. And this is supposed to be the 5.5, and this is supposed to be the 6. So not only has this totally thrown off my project because I didn't think about like actually looking at the hooks, which sounds dumb, but like I'm looking at the hook size to make sure I'm getting the right size. I'm not looking at the hook and putting them next to each other to make sure that one is bigger or smaller than the other. Because who really does that if they're trusting what's written on the hook? So that leads me to believe that this one, the I hook from Furls Crochet, is actually a 6.5 maybe? Or sorry, a 6mm hook, and this one is the 5, so that they're switched. But that just ruins like this whole project and ruins the math. Like, it doesn't ruin it. I will just have to change like the hook size information in the pattern, but it kind of does, because I was really trying to figure out what was going on between this piece, the supposed to be the final piece, and the blue one. And I'm sorry, I'm pointing over there. It's over there, right here. I don't know if you can see it on camera. I can't tell, but
I used a 7mm hook, an actual 7mm hook marked. One of these I used 7mm for the blue one, or actually I used my custom hook for that sweater, and these I used for this. But now I'm thinking I started with this one, but I don't even know what freaking size hook this is. I couldn't know because their website says it's a 5.5. But it could be wrong, or this one could be wrong. I really can't tell. Like, because this says 6, but look at the necks of them, and the neck still looks a little bigger, but it's hard to tell with Furls crochet hooks because they're tapered, so they have a really thin neck. So yeah, it's just, and they have a wider head, I'll call it. They have a wider head body. So yeah, it just throws me off. And these are clearly incorrect. One of these is clearly incorrectly marked, and it's obviously this one because this one is not a 6mm hook. So yeah, I just wonder if they switched them maybe, but that's not even, I don't know. That's like, you guys tell me what you think, how big of a difference that is between these two hooks. Supposedly 5.5, supposedly 6mm. I mean, obviously not, but, and we know it goes IJ, so this one should be smaller, this one should be bigger, period. That's just how the letters at least work. And that is not what's happening here. So just know you can create this pattern with any hook size, with any yarn, and I do explicitly explain that in the pattern and a lot in the tutorial, but I'm just now realizing at the end of this sweatshirt that these hooks do not correspond with the sizes that are noted on them. So the counts and the stitches that you experience may be different because of this. And I'm so sorry. I cannot go back. I'm not doing that. I love you. I'm sure you guys are so great, but like, I'm not doing that. The sweater is done and I'm working on the hood. I'm not going back. It's not happening. So from now on, I'm going to just be using this one, supposedly the eye hook, and it's supposedly a 5.5mm. But yeah. And then when I switch down, I'll be using the J hook, which is supposedly 6mm, but really it's smaller. It's absolutely smaller. So I don't know what size that is. And I don't know, yeah. It doesn't even look like a Furls crochet hook, to be honest. It's so weird. This is so weird to me. I'm like kind of upset about it, and I might contact them about it because that's crazy, and it totally just ruined my project just now. So yeah, it didn't ruin it. There's nothing wrong with it. It fits great. Obviously, I have my body with me, so I'm putting the sweatshirt on. But it messed up the scale that I was using from the other sweatshirt, and it messed up the process of like switching back and forth between a smaller and bigger hook, because when I thought that this hook was actually bigger, I was using this hook and then switching to this hook thinking it was smaller. So there are times when I wanted to be using them opposite way in this pattern, like most likely for the cuffs, because the cuffs look super, I don't know, they just don't look as thin as they normally would. And that's likely because I was using this hook and then switched to this hook for the body. So I hope you understand how that messes things up. But the instructions don't change. The only thing that's really going to change is likely your stitch counts and your row numbers, but it'll still be very, very similar to this. And the written pattern will have all of the details written out with a specific hook size, and it'll be with a 6mm hook. I will do a swatch, and then I'll redo all of the pattern grading to make sure that everything works out, but I will not be using the Furls crochet hook to do that, because now I can't even trust that the numbers and sizes that are written on there are actually the numbers and sizes that they say. Like, C hook, this one's supposed to be, sorry, I bumped the camera. This one's supposed to be 2.75, which maybe, who knows? Can't trust it, because it's not, yeah. Yeah, that's really frustrating. I can't believe it. Anyway, that is where I'm at with this project. So you're going to see me do the hood now. I'm going to keep going on the hood. Jeez. Now I just don't even know which hook to use. The big one? Or the small one? Maybe I have to look through the footage and see what hook I was using for the majority of the project. So I'm going to actually do that, and I'll get back to you. Okay guys, so I went back and looked at the footage, and the hook that I did switch to is this one, thinking that it is 6mm, because that's what their website says, that a J hook is 6mm. But this is not. It is so very clearly not 6mm. So, and I opted to use this hook just because it's more comfortable, and I was already torn between switching, because I was like, anybody else feel like using, I don't even remember what this is called, but they're like different style. This is inline and tapered. Using the different hooks in one project is like weird. Kind of makes it weird. Okay, well now I even more messed up, because there was a point that I switched to this hook, and that definitely messed up my scale. Like, it's why I wasn't figuring out things the way that my chart was saying. I was like ending up with the measurements being so much shorter, or the height being so much shorter, the width and the height being so much shorter with the right amount of stitches. It wasn't making sense, but that's because I was using the wrong size hook. That's actually really frustrating. Like, I shouldn't have to do that. I mean, like, it can't be my fault. It's labeled, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's labeled incorrectly, but this isn't something people do when they're crocheting. Oh, let me just make sure my hook is the right size. And they're like putting them up to one another. That just doesn't, that's not how crocheting works. I'm sorry. If you say you do that, you're lying. But yeah, so I'm just going to switch back to this hook because I know it's a 6mm, and even if I don't know it is, it's at least the hook that I started with. So I'm just going to just switch to this one, and just these ones can fuck off. I'm like so pissed about it, actually. Like, and look at them. Why do they look so different? now I have to compare all of my actual Furls Odyssey hooks that are literally $36 a hook. This should not be happening for $36 a hook. Like, oh my God. The more I talk about it, the more upset I'm going to get. So let's just move on. Anyway, I'm going to add 2 double crochet increases in this row and the next 7 rows, and then I will get back to you. Oh my gosh. And the Furls crochet hook is like so much easier to work with, and it's just more comfortable in your hand. Not that there's seriously anything wrong with this hook. I just use these as my backup hooks. A coworker got these for me and I freaking love them so much. They're so cute. They're right at my mermaid alley, but they're just not the most comfortable. And there are times when I am squeezing the hook for projects that I need to work tightly, like really tightly, that I am squeezing the hook to like really pull it through the stitches. Otherwise I'm not going to get through them. And this kind of hurts my fingers, and the Furls crochet hook is so fat that it doesn't do that. So that's like another perk to using them. But man, I see why they yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm definitely going to contact customer service about it and see what they say, because granted they can't give me a new Odyssey hook because they don't have this line anymore, which is another frustrating thing. Like I can't even get the situation rectified because they don't even make this crochet hook anymore. And they're like really nice. They're high quality, which is why I bought them in the first place. These are like my work tools. You don't want to have shitty tools for your job. So I bought good quality tools just for them to like let me down in the hook size that I use the most frequently. So that means other projects that I've used these 2 hooks for are also messed up. That's so crazy. Yeah, I'm definitely going to contact them, because if I don't, I'm going to be mad at myself. And like, you can see, I'm not going back. I'm not fixing anything. So just know that if the stitches look a little different, you already know why. You heard the explanation. So I used this hook, the who knows what size it is, and for these stitches. So you can tell they're a little tighter. They have more gaps in between. Also, they're connected to the collars. That is another reason for the gaps. But you can just tell these are like fluffier, baggier almost, because I'm using a bigger hook. This pattern was originally created with 7mm hook, and then the 6mm is more for winter to give you tighter stitches so less air passes through the body of the sweater. But yeah, oh my goodness, that is something else, y'all. Something else. Unexpected, really unexpected. Yeah, I'll report back and let you know what they say. If I have it in this video, it'll be in this video like at the end or something. But if not, it'll be in a vlog video or something. It will be somewhere else where you can see and hear what exactly Furls tells me, because it's clearly not right, and that sucks. Sucks. Sorry, gotta move you guys. Because that was not comfortable. It was not going well. Yeah, okay, that's better for me. Sorry. My overhead setup is literally... Don't worry, that was my door, not yours. My overhead setup is just my tripod with the camera facing downward right now, so I keep bumping it, and if you hear it, I'm sorry. Well, if you hear it and it bothers you, I'm sorry. If you hear it and nothing happens, cool. You heard sounds. You heard some sounds. So what movies are you guys watching right now? While I crochet, I've been watching tons of movies, and that's so weird for me to say because I am not a movie person. The last movie I saw, I can literally name all of the movies I've seen in my history of going to the movies because it's like 5 movies. So the last movie I saw in theaters was Wolf on Wall Street. Before that, it was 28 Days Later, a zombie movie, which was god-awful. The foreshadowing was too good, so I predicted everything that happened in that movie. Or I just predicted everything that happened in that movie. And then the movie before that I saw in theaters was The Ring, y'all. The Ring, when I was a literal child. So I never go to the movies, if that helps you understand the gravity of my not going and watching movies. I just don't do it. They're like too long and not entertaining enough for me. They just usually, you know, like for the most part they don't. But I chose a really good one with Wolf on Wall Street. That was a good movie, and I am happy. Like when people ask me and I tell them, they're like, all right, at least you chose a good one. Which is so funny. So tell me what movies you're watching right now. I'm really into, like, if I do watch movies, just like my mom, she's totally into like action, beat 'em up movies, car chases, shooting, you know, ass kicking movies. I'm totally into that too. Suspense, thriller, but not scary like horror, stuff like that. I don't like horror movies, but I do like gory, like Quentin Tarantino level gory is cool with me. But it can't be like The Exorcist or something like that. Like I don't fuck with movies that I don't watch movies that have those crazy storylines like demon possession and stuff like that. Not into it. And that's literally what most horror films are. They're just like all about demons and ghosts. Like there's nothing else horrible. Like yeah, I don't know. I'm not into it. But tell me what movies you like in the category that I do like thriller, action, suspense. I love like martial arts movies, like the Ip Man movies. I love those movies. It just like reminds me of cool people who can fight, and I like that. My dad was a pro boxer, so since childhood I've always been really into fighting and fighting movies, and like yeah, I think I really like the Bourne movies, and I like anything with Denzel Washington. He's utter savagery when it comes to acting and the quality of his work. He's so good. It's ridiculous. It's like, can you leave some talent for the rest of the people who like just exist within your presence? Because geez. Yeah, he's so good. Denzel. If you want to take a second to read the response they sent me, this is it. So not only did I send them a clear video regarding the hook being, it's clearly smaller. It's not even like, oh, my eyes are tricking me. This smaller. Sorry, that is not a good view. They're 100% smaller. Her response to me was to, one, buy another tool to test their tool. I should not have to do that. Clearly smaller. No matter what way you look at it, whether you look at the neck of the hook or not, it's clearly smaller. There's enough, I shouldn't have to buy another tool for me to test out whether or not. I'm like actually pissed about the response too. Yeah, I don't know if you, yeah. What would you do in this situation? Like, should I buy the freaking tool and then also request that they pay me for the tool when it shows up that the hook is smaller? Because that's actually fucking crazy to me. They want me to buy a whole nother device to measure to make sure their hook is right or wrong. You'll never, oh my God. So after all the drama figuring out the stuff with the hook, they just refunded me the money in store credit on the website, which is like the second time that's happened to me. Once is because I broke a hook, one of the Odyssey hooks, and then the other is this situation. I'm so sad about it because Odyssey hooks don't exist anymore, and they're actually, like, to me, really comfortable. Anyway, the worst thing just happened. My freaking iPad died. like the screen went black, and I've been crying because I freaking thought I lost all of the, basically all the patterns that I ever wrote, and I thought everything was getting synced, but it wasn't. Luckily, it's not like completely dead, and I was able to use like an HDMI cable and some adapter situation to connect it to my TV. It's charging right now because it was almost dead, but yeah, the screen is like completely black, and it only works through me connecting it through an or I can only use it through me connecting it through an HDMI cable. And yeah, like every pattern that I've ever written, even patterns that I wrote when I first started, even before I had the iPad, I transferred them from paper into my iPad into Procreate. And right now I'm like slowly transitioning into loading them all into Canva, which is, you know, like I can have online storage and bypass the cloud completely because I only use it for designing patterns. So yeah, but you know, like an iPad is not cheap, and fixing a screen is like gonna be like $600. And you know, they like love to factory reset your device when they fix broken parts or damaged things, especially at the Apple store. They love to factory reset your shit. So I was like really worried I was going to lose all of my stuff, but luckily, since I can connect my iPad to the TV, and I kind of remember the space where I type my password, you know, it becomes like a second nature. So I was still able to type in my password and get everything up on my TV. But yeah, I am so sad. I mean, I just fixed my computer screen. I have a MacBook Air, and so that was like $600. And luckily, they didn't have to factory reset it because I knew it was the screen. But in this case, like, I haven't dropped my iPad. There's no cracks. I just replaced, like, I just took off a screen, like, it had a screen protector that was like just old, and I just replaced and about to replace it. Like, there's nothing wrong with my iPad. I take very good care of my, like, I'm more careful with my iPad than my computer, which is dumb, but I can say that confidently, and it's true. I'm so much more careful with my iPad than my computer because I feel like I use it so much more for creating patterns and drawing patterns and stuff. And yeah, I'm just like kind of devastated right now. So this is going to be the vlog. Yeah, I was just, you know, saving files, dragging my Procreate files over into or onto my MacBook, and it sucks because the patterns that have like more than one layer, and I have to do all those layers separate and then somehow figure out how to get those layers back into Procreate later when I fix it, because I don't know how you like save Procreate files as a Procreate file. I guess I'm most likely going to Google it once I calm down a little bit, but yeah, my iPad is broken and it's going to cost a shit ton of money to fix, and I just literally don't have the extra money to be fixing another thing right now. Like, my RV is already in the shop, and my car is about to go into the shop, and I drive a VW, so, you know, it's not going to be cheap. Like, my oil changes are $150. So, yeah, I just, like, don't have the extra money for another thing that I need to make money to break. You know, like, I need my car to make money. I need my iPad to continue my art to then make money. Luckily, my computer is okay, as I just got it fixed, but, ugh. Yeah, I just like try to be thankful for the things that are still going well in my life, so I'm not like harping on the negative. But dude, it's been rough having to fix all of these things one right after the other, and yeah. Luckily, and also luckily, I can stay at my parents' house while my RV is in the shop. Not that it's great or anything. I'd rather not. I'd like to stay anywhere else but here. But yeah, these are my options. These are my free options, and we are on the struggle bus with 3 flat tires right now. Yeah. So wish me luck. If you want to donate to the cause, there's a donate button on my website through PayPal. And yeah, just, yeah, buy a pattern, buy a garment that I'm selling, share, like, subscribe. It all helps me out. It will all help me out in the end. So whatever you can, no dollars are necessary. Like, share, subscribe, all these things are free. Yeah, I would really appreciate it because my struggle bus is just bouncing down the road on 3 flat tires. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to come back and say that. That's what I was dealing with after that yarn haul you saw. I just sat down, started finalizing a pattern where I was working on the top. This is going to be a YouTube tutorial soon. I was working on this, and then boom, my iPad screen just went black while there's a video playing. So I know that it didn't die. The video was still playing while the screen was black. Yeah, so that's what we're dealing with today, and it's been really awesome. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, stay tuned and we'll see what's coming next. Bye. Okay. So this is what I'm doing right now. I am creating folders that match the folders in my Procreate. There's my iPad that has a black screen, and it's connected with an HDMI and like an adapter to the TV. So I basically have to, I can't do this. I probably won't be able to do this with one hand because it's taking me 2 hands right now, but I have to take my patterns and like drag them over into my computer. And you can see like, this is what I'm saying. I don't think, oh, I can do it with one hand. So that's what I have to do. And I'm sure there's an easier way. I just don't know of it right now. And I don't have the time to figure it out because eventually I'm going to have to get my iPad fixed. Or like, you know, I just don't have the time to figure it out. I need to get this off before something worse goes wrong, or maybe it stops working or whatever. Yeah. So I'm just dragging and dropping these over to here, and they're dragging and dropping as PDFs, which is fine. But like this is like notes from someone else's pattern, but this is notes from someone else's pattern specifically for my body. So like it's customized, and yeah, it's just not the business that I have to go through all this. And I was double checking there weren't layers, because sometimes I'll like make notes and stuff or something, or I'll make some drawings. Like I'm sure the one next to this has different layers, and so I'll double check that. Let me see. Yeah, so there's layers in this one, but they're all showing, so it looks like I can just drag it and drop it, which is good. But yeah, so it's so tedious going back and forth and back and forth. Luckily, the iPad and the MacBook are compatible in a way where you can, as long as they're within close proximity to each other, you can use the keyboard and the mouse on the iPad. And I didn't have to set it up or like make it do that. I didn't click a setting or anything. I think just because maybe they have the same iCloud, or they have the same like Apple login or something. I don't know. I have no idea why. I've never seen a setting to turn this on and off, but the second that my iPad is near my MacBook, it, like if I scroll over to the side, I'll show you instead of explaining. So if I go over to the side, like it's already over there, but right here you can see like it will show me the stuff that's there. But if you look up there, you can see, oh, it disappeared. But if you look up there, you can see the mouse like comes from my screen over here and then goes over here once I start moving it over there. And I didn't set that up. It just does that automatically. And yeah, tell me why that's so crazy. I don't know. That's so crazy. Tell me why that happens. It's crazy. I didn't set that up. It just does that automatically, which is great for my situation currently. But yeah, doing a little gardening to relax. You can hear my gardening tools. And if you don't know what that means, ask your mom. Anyway, yeah, I am going to be doing this probably for a while because there are over 50 patterns that I have partially written, all the way written, or drawings that I've begun or completed, and then I want them to become a pattern. So I have to drag all of that over to my computer, and then I will, right now, as soon as I'm done, be putting it on a flash drive. I have multiple flash drives. I brought them all into the house the other day too, which is so weird because I don't even ever use them. And I thought, I should just bring these in. Maybe my old music is on them. And I was right. Some of my old music is there. But yeah, I'm going to be uploading all of these files that I'm dragging and dropping onto a flash drive. And they get uploaded. I don't know if I already said, I'm sorry, but they get uploaded from whatever file type a Procreate file is. It converts to a JPEG when I drag it over to my computer and put it in these files. And it opens fine and shows me the images and stuff. So that's what I'll be doing. Probably the rest of the night. Wish me luck, guys.
So after all of that drama with my iPad, you'll never fucking believe it. My computer broke. Well, I broke my computer. Like, again, I broke the screen. Again. This is like within 30 days. Like in the same month, I broke the computer screen. I went and got it fixed. And then I got the computer back. My iPad died. The backlight died. They don't fix that. Then I was using the computer and I had my flash drive, and the flash drive comes with like a little lid, a little teeny tiny cap that I set on the actual like the metal part of the keyboard, and then I forgot about it and I closed the computer. I closed the laptop. So the little lid cracked my screen again. So fucking awesome. So I was planning the process of getting my computer fixed again, and then that same freaking day, the same day that I cracked the screen, that very same day. I need you to understand that it was the same day. I don't know if you understand. Okay, anyway, the computer got wet. I don't know how. I think my coffee was open, or like something was open, but nothing else got wet except for the computer. inside of the charging port. Inside of the charging port. Isn't that like the most splendid, splendiferous thing that you've ever heard? Yeah, so a wet computer is unfixable. You don't fix a wet computer. I mean, you do, but you basically get a new, you replace everything, so it's a new computer. And it's essentially the cost of a new computer. And my computer is 4 years old now, so I got it in 2020, like for COVID. Interpreting went online, and so I had to get a new computer for that. So luckily it was a business write-off, like 100%. The only reason I got that computer was so I could do work, and then it continued that way for 2 years. So yeah, anyway, it's crazy. So although like you already know from maybe other vlogs or whatever, I have a new iPad and I have a new computer already, but you know, buy a pattern, buy a custom design, donate on my website, whatever. It will definitely help me get through this time, because my car and my RV are both also acting up right now. So it's just like all these things that I need to survive are breaking down all at the same time. It's so cool. But anyway, I'm making it happen. I'm keeping it pushing, and we're rocking it out. So yeah, everything's replaced. Everything's good. I was even able to take my computer into the data recovery place and get this computer and an old computer, get the data off of those computers. So it was really cool. I was able to get my old photographs and old music back, like music that I recorded, music that I had of a friend that she didn't even have, and pictures of my childhood dog that passed away. And yeah, so it's just like really, it's been like mixed, so many mixed feelings. Like if my computer hadn't broken, I wouldn't have taken both of them into the data recovery center and to see if I could recover the data, you know what I mean? So it's like a blessing in disguise, I guess. Anyway, yeah, that's that on that. Keep watching.
So you're gonna see the finished sweater now, and that's the end of the vlog. It was a little stressful, but we got our new iPad, we got our new computer, and we're back in business doing the things. So if you made it this far, leave that ocean wave emoji in the comment section. And thank you so much for being here, and also thank you so much for watching to this far. So enjoy the clips of the 3 different versions I made. One in Hobbii Honey Bunny, one in Bernat Blanket. Well, 2 in Hobbii Honey Bunny, 1 in Bernat Blanket. Alright, check it out.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much if you watched any other video, and thank you for going and watching other videos after this one. Bye!